This video is intended to describe a lightblade talisman named Redemption. To join me on this endeavor shall be my whimsical stick figure chakra map, to which I will utilize for various chakra stimulation crystalline compatibilities. Starting off with the primary blade band seen like so, vaguely resembling a figure 8 will be the primary foundational aspect of the dissertation. Starting off with the transmutation ratio seen laterally like so, going up the sides, lateral once again, and lateral down here to be the transmutation quadrant, which is a combination of both hematite, seen right here, which is a very strong grounding of excess radial energy through the root chakra into the earth stars, into the earth fluid processing, in tandem with smoky quartz offset in the ignition sequence to provide the same energetic stimuli function of grounding all excess energy through the root chakra into the earth stars, into the earth fluid processing. Hence, the two have been deemed the transmutation ratio to imply a high amount of transmutation through consistent processing of energy into the earth for consistent etheric dialysis at a very high ratio, which also serves as a very good base ground scaffolding foundation for the rest of the vibratory wavelength of this entire closed loop circuit that technically is a wearable talisman, which is quite contingent to, of course, encourage making the magic real and having a strong foundational ground for the other crystals supporting this initiative. At the very apex right here will be the apex band, which will be where the necklace strap shall be installed, but yet it's its own crystalline subroutine as well of the coherence ratio, with clear quartz being a neutral amplification of energy, either the impulses of the wielder as well as the other crystals in ignition sequence. So clear quartz is a fantastic neutral amplification into lapis lazuli. Lapis is a very classic blue-ray crystal of antiquity for high stimulation of the 5th and 6th chakras of wind elemental concentration, of very much empowerment of one's sovereign capacities and truth, or basically soul essence recognition, which should very much be a boon to maintain one's alignment, sovereign coherence. Then going into clear quartz once again, into fluorite. Fluorite is a very fantastic wind elemental mitigation of chaotic vibrations, particularly in the aspects of the left and right hemispheres cross interference. So the aspects of encouraging mitigation of chaotic vibrations between the left and right hemispheres encourages whole brain thinking, aka properly aligned awakened third eye. So that ratio continues until it grounds back into the transmutation scaffolding, which serves as the common ground for this entire output ratio. Then going into the love-shine ratio, which of course redemption is a derivative of a very well tried true particular vibratory platform at this point. Starting off with pink ray kunzite, which is a very high lithium divine love generator of divine love alignment in a very soothing capacity based on its high lithium concentration. Then going into clear quartz to neutrally amplify the energy into rose quartz, a very famous and common, thank goodness, pink ray divine love alignment frequency as well. Then clear quartz into morganite, which actually is a cousin to emerald of 8.5 in the 10 the hardness scale, be a very impeccable, strong, steady vibration of, once again, pink ray divine high heart love alignment. So the three together have basically become the trifecta of the love-shine ratio to be quite the vibrational compound interest to triangulate the effective pink ray high heart activation from three different particular nodes in one sequence, as the quintessential divine love resonator to pass from my hands into distribution. So that sequence continues with the clear quartz, the kunzite, clear quartz, rose quartz, clear quartz, and morganite, until it grounds back into the transmutation scaffolding, which is vaguely resembling a figure 8 to serve as a containment field for this entire closed wavelength emanation, particularly where all the other auxiliary crystals are concerned. At the very apex of the wooden core itself would be that of red jasper, the quintessential root chakra earth vibration stimulant in the mineral kingdom, of most stabilizing root chakra stimulant for the entire base scaffolding of the chakra column, which is the quintessential in-the-body experience of stabilization, which is quite very much effective in its purpose, as well as quite the underrated crystalline ally to employ for general vitality, strength, and stability, which is very, very advantageous for anybody that's living in the human life, enduring the human condition, quite simply. And to be a perfect Antithesis, complementary balance, above that would be blue lace agate, seen right here, which is the most stable water elemental 5th chakra stimulant in the mineral kingdom. So the two together work fantastically in the red and blue spectrums of stabilization of the same oscillation wavelength to encourage a very stabilized balance. I will omit a lot of the far-out lore to keep things on track for cataloging purposes. It takes great discipline not to get on tangents, obviously, with this much to talk about, metaphysically speaking. Theoretically, that is. As I clear my throat and continue on. So this whole entire blade face has a very supportive 5th chakra blue ray composition as well. So right above the blue lace agate will be that of turquoise, another very famous crystal of antiquity, which I will omit many lore aspects to keep things on target, as a quintessential 5th chakra focused pranic generator of great notarization in antiquity. So very, very fantastic crystal of higher truth guidance, as well as one's true sovereign embodiment through the spectrums of earth, fire, water, and wind, the 4 directions it went through a 5th chakra focus. Then from this angle, above that, would be Larimar, another fantastic blue ray crystal of 5th and 6th chakra stimulation of extreme oceanic soothing capacity, which goes very much in line with the high, loving, calming vibrations of this entire apparatus. Then above that would be a very special crystal named Seraphinite, a green ray crystal named after the Seraphim or Archangels, that is a member of the Holy Trinity of Master Healers I employ quite frequently together to promote significant healing vibrational compound interest, which works as a very prominent full light body activator from bottom to top of any aspect of chakric misalignment that manifests as a dis-ease in any variety by design, to be quite simply a cellular fortification agent. And the other members of the Trinity shall be under here, where the hood will be installed, which I will mention momentarily to keep things on target for the cataloging of the blade facing. Then this right here, this would be a very special purple ray crystal named lepidolite, which has a very high lithium potassium concentration, which makes it the most soothing vibratory agent in the crystalline mineral kingdom to provide intensively soothing, calming vibrations to the entire nervous system. And so it is a quintessential anti-anxiety frequency I employ quite frequently to have very much a generation of oasis of calm emanation, which has been quite successful over the years now at this point. So, this next section I'll be discussing will be where the white leather hood shall be installed that is far more than aesthetic in purpose, to which I will highlight right now. So as a vague example, once properly installed, it will look something like this for a distinct purpose. So the aspect of the white leather employed, of course, it makes a fantastic diffuser of the 7 spectrums of light for a full light body engagement, which is a nice little color therapy homage. And the aspect also is it works to protect all of these crystals seen right here that have been slightly stacked and terminated through this entire section. But perhaps most importantly, it also serves as an insulation agent to mitigate lateral stray leakages of energy from leaking, of course, laterally, so the energy is channeled more efficiently through the primary blade band and the apex band, so indeed is a far more than aesthetic component. As well as once it is, of course, is installed, it will look rather nice, like a finished construct, but that's an example right there. Then moving on to the contents of the hood that, God willing, will never see the light of day because the hood maintained its function. So this right here we Star Argonite, which is a member of the Holy Trinity of Master Healer frequencies I mentioned with Seraphinite. Star Argonite is a calcium-based full light body healer, just like Seraphinite in its spectrum stimuli, to activate and clear any patterns of dis-ease found in the chakra column that be manifesting as a malady. Quite simply, so they work fantastic together. And the third member of that trinity would be that of Tibetan black quartz on the backside right here, just like the other two previously mentioned, serves as a full light body activator from bottom to top to dismantle patterns of dis-ease found stored in the chakra column through imprintation manifestations. So the aspect of the three together work fantastic for dynamic triangulation of healing capacity from top to bottom as a team. Hence they're quite prolifically utilized together for this purpose. And to the side of the Tibetan black quartz would be that of black shungite, a rather famous crystal in vogue in these days and age for fame of mitigating 5G unnatural harmful wavelengths we contend with as a modern species. So the aspect too, that's fantastic, why it's quite prolifically utilized for woo-woo purposes, but the aspect of the high carbon-based nature makes for a very fantastic resonance of transmutation, just like the ratio mentioned previously, to ground all this excess energy, purify the energy, but through high-yield transference to the earth for reprocessing. So it's another very potent and well-utilized transmutation agent for the goal of redemption, of dramatic purification through transmutation. Then over here, this would be moss green agate, another agate family, just like blue lace agate and jasper mentioned. It's a very stable rendition of the water spectrum heart chakra activation in Mineral Kingdom, which is another fantastic agent towards a stabilized configuration. Then down over here will be tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is a very fantastic solar plexus, sacrum, and root chakra stimulant of the lower three chakras, yet it also has a particular alignment function to dramatically align the lower three for harmonic equilibrium for one's actions. So it is truly a stone of harmony and capacity, and also of intention alignment in an impeccable fashion for the primal scaffolding of the chakra column, which is quite essential for maintaining vibrational equilibrium and balance in all capacities. So it's a tremendously amazing crystal with great amount of lore, which I will admit, just like many crystals here so far, have been steeped in the lore of human legend for millennia, but I must of course not digress as much as possible. Then at the very apex of the core, where the necklace shall be installed, is a specimen of golden healer quartz. Golden healer quartz is a very fantastic, impeccable gold white light high heart source attunement frequency with direct resonance to source is very self-evidently very advantageous for the makeup of this construct, I believe, if that actually makes sense, God willing. And so this entire silica radius, aka crystal energy built around this apparatus, is quite contingent on the oak core, which comes from Sedona, Arizona, from a lovely creek named Oak Creek. So oak, of course, is a very famous magical wood to be utilized, but in a very, relatively speaking, pragmatic aspect for the dissertation would also serve as a very dense wood, which has a strong atomical structure, hence oak is a strong wood. It also makes for a very powerful carbon-based transference of the silica crystal energy into the carbon-based physical avatar, at least for now. So that's an aspect too I jokingly refer to as another quite crucial contingent making the magic real aspect of the construct. So then affixed to the oak on both sides would be that of selenite, white selenite, and black kyanite on both sides. So selenite by itself is a very fantastic 6, 7, 8 non-physical chakra stimulant to clear debris between one's conscious self and one's higher guidance, which is very advantageous for a spiritual adept, quite simply. And of course, with that high frequency connection induction to clear debris between higher guidance, it also works to have that divine induction transmutation burn off stagnant energies from top to bottom, not of one's divine blueprint. So that's quite advantageous, but where it always shines in this entire dissertation is this critical feature. So in a closed-loop reactive circuit seen right here, all these components have been terminated to a primary wire. It also works as a fantastic amplification of all these crystals in a closed-loop sequence. It works as a purification of all these crystals, as well as, most importantly, a harmonization, equilibrium of this entire crystal collective that is made up the archetypal aspect of redemption. So that's always why it's quite crucial for an effective spiritual. Then, on both sides of the selenite itself will be that of black kyanite. So I'll be employing whimsically fast penmanship to do my best to illustrate the rapid transfer capacity of the black ray focus of taking this excessive energy radial and having a very strong contact direction focus of excess energy through the root chakra into the earth stars at the speed of quantum light, absolute quick as possible, which also serves as another layer of etheric Teflon to discourage bombardments from internal external negativities from sticking to the field at much rapid transfer onset, which is the design purpose. And of course, it makes for quite the contingent further layer of making the magic real as well. So that would be the comprehensive tour, crystalline speaking wise, of redemption. A lovely, soothing, stabilizing love shine variant. Well, I guess that would be it. 1,000 blessings, and may the force be with us all.